welcome to the show. Such a packed show tonight. I tell you, my sofa will be touching more bottoms than a drunk Tory minister. Now, financial turmoil continues, and now we're being told to expect power cuts this winter. Ugh. Now, we're not sure when and where the blackouts will be, but we do have a picture of the first person expected to experience a sudden loss of power. Just like that. Just like that. Hey, but there was some happier news this week. King Charles has announced plans for his coronation. Woohoo! Yes, Charles wants it to be a cheap, slimmed-down occasion. He's already saving money on the banquet, as his brother's got him a great deal at Pizza Express in Woking. And the ceremony will be much less ostentatious, so instead of using the traditional gold coach, you know, they're going to travel like this. Yeah. Gets the job done. And in a bid to be environmentally friendly, way to consider the environment and maybe not come. Thank God for that. Let's get some guests on! Later, we'll have music and chat from breakout star Self-Esteem! And hot foot from the premiere of their new movie, The Banshees of Inisherin, Irish legends Colin Farrell and Gleeson will be joining us. Yeah! But first, she's a Hollywood actor and director, star of Pitch Perfect, Spider-Man and Hunger Games. Welcome back to Elizabeth Banks! Hello. Okay, have a seat, too. He's the editor-in-chief of British Vogue and one of the biggest players in the fashion industry. It's Edward Enninful! Woo! Lovely to see you. Have a seat. And she's the Oscar-nominated star of Almost Famous and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Now starring in the new installment of the Knives Out series, it's Kate Hudson, everybody! Woo! Hello. Hi. Have a seat, too. Oh. See, do you guys... I know you look like you probably know each other.
We do.
Yes, there you go. They do.
It's been a decade since I was on the show. I think 11 years or something. I was pregnant with Bing, my middle
I know,
boy.
I couldn't believe it, because they showed me a picture of you and your family. There you are.
Yeah.
So this guy here...
Yes, it was in my belly the last time I was here, which seems crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's your eldest guy. He's off to college.
Oh, I'm so jealous. He's having the time of his life. Yeah. And there's my little princess. Yeah, she doesn't get out of that dress.
She's 4 now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you would really appreciate her
good fashion
collection.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh, don't start, Edward. We're feeling very judged already. No, because we were talking backstage, and we were kind of... Because the editor of British Vogue is here. Like, did you guys make more of an effort because Edward was going to be here? I mean, you both look fabulous.
Oh, 1,000%.
No, I made an effort because they were here.
And now, here's the thing. That time when you were here and you were pregnant with Bing, Elizabeth, you were having the time of your life, because isn't that when you were filming, like, Hunger Games and Pitch Perfect back to back?
We just celebrated the 10-year anniversary of the first Pitch Perfect film. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Wow. There they are.
Oh, how Effie, yeah, was back then, too. And my little one, my bigger one, is the same age as her middle one, yeah.
But the thing I didn't know was, so Pitch Perfect, your idea. You came up with it all.
Well, no. It was based on a book by Mickey Rapkin, who's still a great friend of mine. He wrote a book about college a cappella, and I went to Penn. There was tons of college a cappella. I was sort of in love with a guy who I thought could sing Rocket Man better than Elton John.
Tell me about it.
And that's what, and I thought, God, these guys are like rock stars, you know? And my husband thought they were very fun and funny. And then we thought this would make a great movie idea. Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, so we optioned the book, and now we're putting out actually Bumper in Berlin, which is an Adam Devine show based on his character from Bumper, who is Rebel Wilson's love interest in the first 2 films. And he has his own show now that's coming out on Peacock in November.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was worth doing.
It was. We're still growing the Pitch Perfect universe.
Pitch more perfect.
Pitch more perfect.
And Edward, obviously, you know, the fashion world, it's famous for its parties. Whatever you do is then followed by a party.
Yeah.
Like, after all these years, are you bored of those parties, or are they still fun in any way?
Never.
Never.
Yes.
What sort of party?
My party at home.
Okay.
It was at midnight. I'm looking around the room. I'm a bit bored, and I see this young man sitting there. We're in our 20s. And I heard God say, go up and use that line, that incredible line I handed over to gay people. So I walked over, got done, and went, excuse me, are you gay? And we were, and we're still together.
Very good. You make it sound so easy, Edward.
I know.
I was younger then.
All right, let's get started. Our first film tonight comes from Kate Hudson, and it's Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. This will be in cinemas nationwide from the 23rd of November for 1 week only, and then streaming on Netflix from the 23rd of December. And now, Knives Out was the first one in 2019.
Yeah.
This time, what's going on? Who are you, Kate Hudson? What can you tell us?
Okay, I play a fashionista.
Well,
Very close, very close. Her name's
is that why I'm here?
Her name's Birdie J. And she's very extra and very tone deaf. And that's about all I can say, which is kind of fun because it's a mystery.
But Daniel Craig is back as Benoit Blanc.
Oh, is he ever?
Oh, yes.
Look at that dashing man.
Yeah.
I love the accent.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It's so fun.
It's so fun to listen to. It's always so much fun to watch him work. You know, he's just so wonderful. And everyone in this cast. I mean,
I was going to say, it's
really
not just the two of you, it's a big starry cast. Here you all are.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, don't mess up your line in this cast. I don't want to be that one.
Also, didn't you shoot, like, in the south of France or something?
We were in
Where
Greece.
were you? Greece.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was so tough.
Real hard life, real hard life.
We were in, we were in Porto-Heli, so we were kind of near Spetses. And, and
Google it.
I'll be Googling it, too.
It was so beautiful.
Not like going to work. I tell you what, we've got a clip, and it's a bit of a period piece because, of course, you're all wearing COVID masks in this. Yep. So this is everyone gathering on the island for the big party.
Hello. Oh, my God. We can't hug, right? I mean, can we? I just want to hug everybody. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Hi.
Yes, please.
Did you just stay at the hotel last night? I didn't see you.
No, Birdie, we clearly just arrived.
But you. Hello, stranger danger.
Mr. Blanc! You are... Because I don't even know what that means. Wait a second. Benoit Blanc?
Oh, my God. Are you Benoit Blanc, the detective? Did you solve the murder of, oh, what's her name? That, the belly dancer with the thing and the thing. That's you?
It is, in the flesh. I'm obviously familiar with you all as well. Governor, Dr. Tucson, Miss Birdie J. What an extraordinary gathering.
Very good. And
I feel like...
Can we talk to your character's science-based mask?
That's not gonna help.
This wraps up Birdie J in one accessory. I mean, she was so much fun to play.
Yes. So you're filming a murder mystery in Greece, but then you must have been having a good time because apparently when you stopped filming, you would then go home
Keep playing murder mysteries.
You would play murder mysteries.
Well, see, first of all, I feel like COVID and the fact that we had to shoot it and be very careful sort of forced us all, whether we liked it or not, which thank God we loved it, to play together. And what do you play when you're doing, you know, a part of the Knives Out franchise? You know, you're going to play a murder mystery. Yeah. And so we played Mafia. Do you know this game, Mafia? Do you know
Werewolves and Villagers? You play werewolves here, yeah. Werewolves and Villagers.
The town priest.
Exactly.
So basically, we'd be sitting here like we are, and one of us would be Mafia, but convincing each other that someone else is Mafia. You're not Mafia. You're a townsperson.
Is
It's
this
a game
fun?
for...
It's so fun.
It doesn't sound fun.
It's the most fun.
It's so fun. It's so much
It's
fun.
hilarious. No, I've tried to play.
You're the queen of it. Kate hosts these games at her house. I've been lucky enough to be invited to play Mafia at Kate's house, and it is so fun. And actually, the last time we played was a while ago now.
It's a while ago.
But Ryder played, I remember.
Oh my God, he was good.
He was really good, and I wanted to straight up murder that kid. And it was like, it was really hard to do because nobody wants to kill the kid, but I did. I think I did.
You killed
I'm
Ryder,
sure
yeah.
I
It
killed
was.
him,
It was
So does
fun.
more than one person get killed?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the whole
Yeah,
point
the
of the
whole
game is to
village.
kill
The whole
everybody.
village.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really
That's sounding more fun.
And then you go to the bar. And then you go to the bar. So the thing is,
That's
you
right.
get killed, and then you go to the bar and you watch something really interesting. You watch everybody. You
else
watch
get
who's
killed.
lying.
Yes.
And it definitely breaks up marriages. like you know.
My husband and I really don't like playing together.
Oh, it's like, wow, you're terrible. Like it's like one of those. Like
You're a liar.
You haven't killed me. Like that. And you were.
Edward's
Mine will be dead. Done. First round.
And Edward, you're naughty, but do you actually play this game?
I played it on a boat, and one of the players was Oprah.
Yes.
Wow. I love it. Way to shit on them.
You win.
You don't
my
expect
God.
Oprah to lie.
Oh,
You
no.
don't expect.
She won.
So we'd all go around the table and just like literally try to skip to the next person. But she was good.
How do you
She
kill?
was-
You can't kill
basically.
Oprah. Even if you know she's mafia, you're like, oh.
It's not possible.
Yeah, we'll get her next round.
She lived to the
I'm
end.
sure she. I'm
I
sure.
bet you did. And beyond.
Oh, that's so great.
That's
Edward.
the best name drop we've ever had on the show.
There you go.
Yeah. On a boat with Oprah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a really good Cluedo. How did they die? On a boat with Oprah.
Right. Maybe that's the end of a Knives Out.
Yes.
We don't know.
That's how we're gonna talk.
We'll never know.
So that's Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which is out later in the year, but it's also closing the London Film Festival this Sunday. His memoir, here it is. It's called A Visible Man, and it's out now. Yes, it is. And I read it a while ago, and it is an incredible story, Edward. I mean, you really couldn't make it up. So you get to London from Ghana, age 13.
13, yeah.
And, you know, I think that's a story that's shared by a lot of people. But within 5 years, you are the fashion director of ID magazine.
Yeah.
Now, where on earth does that kind of chutzpah, that confidence, where did that come from in that young Ghanaian boy?
I mean, you know, it wasn't, I wouldn't even say it was confidence, it was survival. You know, we had to flee from Ghana because, you know, my dad was in the military and there was a coup, so we had to flee overnight. We came to England. I mean, we didn't know where we were. I'd never seen white people before, maybe I'd seen a couple.
Yeah.
So that was a shock in itself. And, you know, immigrant families, you're taught to just work hard, work 10 times as hard.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got that sort of discipline from my parents, really.
Yeah.
Maybe I was a bit stupid as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I just...
But it started, I think the fashion thing started, you were spotted as a model, is this right?
Yes, yes. I was on the train, yeah. I was on the train and this lovely gentleman stopped me and before I had the big afro and the glasses and fashion was, I didn't know what a fashion magazine was. And I went home to Mum. I said, Mum, they asked me to be a model. And she was like, that industry full of funny people. She was right.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got a picture of your modelling career. This is you.
Oh, no.
This is you in the pages of ID magazine. This is quite a look.
I can't wait.
Now, there's a lot of models here, but you'd have to travel it down. So we're going. There's a lot of looks here. But we Edward Enninful, everybody.
Wow.
There you are.
That was something.
Wow. Wait, are those
Rocking it.
Look
Yeah,
at
chaps.
you.
Chaps.
It was a fun time. It was
Yeah, but your mother
year was
came on shoots. Would your mother have been at that shoot?
Yeah. No, not this particular one, but no, she would have fainted. But she came on a few, and it was so nice because you hear stories of models being bullied. And, you know, a couple of my mum was in the corner giving you dirty looks. And nobody can give a dirty look like an African mother. Everybody knows in here. So everybody was scared. I was left alone.
Because it's weird, that thing of parents, you know, your parents, Elizabeth, weren't in the business. So were they terrified when you headed off to New York to...
They had no idea what was happening. I mean, truly, I graduated university and they thought, well, you're employable. First time I modeled, I got to set. I'd never, I didn't know what a set was. I didn't know what was happening. And I went behind like I don't know, like a little door, and I put the clothes on and I walked out. Like, you walk into a room, there's like 8 people just staring at you with a very dark look on their face.
Really
like,
intense.
it's not good, you know? And then someone came over, got down on their knees in front of me, unzipped my pants, stuck their hand in my bottom, started pulling the shirt down, you know? And I just remember thinking like, oh, okay, well, that's right. I guess this is, my body is not my own. I'm here for the clothes, and they're gonna make them right. And then the person stood up and went, good. And I thought, and then everyone turned around and walked away. So I thought, oh, okay, it is good. That worked. Whatever just happened, I'm okay. I'm still gonna stay, and I'm gonna be here today and work. And that was my introduction to the entire industry. I'd never done anything.
Because Kate, obviously your experience was so different because, you know, Goldie and Kurt, they were in the... So were they super protective of you?
No. I mean, you know, I think I like came out like a can girl. Like I came out doing high kicks, and my mom was like, uh-oh. Like, and I think it was more about them wanting me to needed to be like performing and doing things all the time. They wanted me to have more time, like as a kid. But I was like, from 10 years old, I just wanted to be on a stage.
Yeah.
Then it was like, once I was 18, they just were like, bye, have fun, and...
But you say that, but it sounds like your mom is still quite involved. I read a story somewhere about, like, you were giving birth and your mother was very...
Oh, she is involved. When she's there, she's involved, and then she goes. She was, like, in my vagina. I mean, it was like, a mother couldn't get more inside of a birthing vagina than my mother. And she had these, like, reading glasses on that had lights on.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was out of a comedy. I mean, it was like literally. Oh, she.
What a privilege, though.
Go.
I mean,
you know,
shouting at the baby, follow the light.
Both of the kids. But the thing is that having mommy there, as funny as it is, was really special. Yeah. So she is involved.
And in the book, Edward, you know, obviously there's you've got some health issues and there's some heartbreak along the way. But in terms of your career, it is this phenomenal trajectory till we get to today. We're here. I just wondered, when you got that job, that backlash that there was, or the kind of outrage, were you forewarned about that, or did it come as a shock?
I mean, you know, for me, when I got the job, I didn't even realise that there had been this whole conversation in England about who was getting the job, who wasn't, and the newspapers were really having a go. You know, I was the outsider, even though I'd been in the industry since I was 18. But the brilliant thing was I just knew that I looked around at the women, my friends, and I just wanted to create a magazine that every woman could relate to. Every woman's beautiful, regardless of colour, regardless of shape, age, socioeconomic background. I just wanted to create a magazine that celebrated women. And, you know, I always say if a child can see themselves, they can be it. To look in the magazine and see you're represented. So for me, that's all I really wanted to do, and nothing sort of got in my way. But I took a beating for it before I started.
I mean, it's work. It's been a great success. Visible Noun is the name of the book, and it is out now. Okay. Elizabeth Banks brings us her latest film. It's called Call Jane, and it's in cinemas from the 4th of November. And watching it, it seemed like, oh, this must be a reaction to what's happened. This was written and made before all of that.
It was, yeah. I mean, I think our biggest fear was that the Dobbs decision in America, which overturned Roe v. Wade, would happen. But of course, we never, you know, we made the film before, and now we feel a much deeper responsibility to put out the story of the Janes. The movie is about a collective of women in Chicago in the years leading up to Roe v. Wade in America, before abortion was legal there. this group of women performed between 10 and 11,000 abortions in less than 4 years, and they did it themselves. They taught themselves the procedure after doing away with, you know, skeezy male doctors that were taking advantage of them.
And that's true. That bit of it's all true.
That is true. There are documentaries about the Janes. You can read about them. But yeah, this is a fictionalized account of one woman, the woman I played, Joy.
Yeah, because your character has a kind of it's a health choice.
I do, yeah. I have a health issue that requires abortion health care, and in the film. But she then goes on to realize that that kind of health care is life-changing for anybody who chooses it.
Wow. And you're so... I mean, you're good in everything, but I'd never seen you do this performance. You're so good in this.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're really great in it. Beginning... Because you start to volunteer with the Janes.
Yes. They take me in and I become one of them.
It's you, and it's also featuring Sigourney Weaver and Eleanor Koski. Here we go.
You don't have to tell my mom, right?
That's between you and your mom.
It was my first time.
I should hope so.
I didn't even know I could get pregnant like that. I mean, we were standing up. I just don't really know how everything works down there.
Joy, you must have explained this to your daughter. You want to take a stab?
Oh, Izzy, you have a vagina.
Okay, just hold it. Hold this. Okay. Here is your vulva. This is the labia. Inside here is the vagina. This is the vaginal canal. That looks like a rabbit. Above that is your cervix and your uterus. These are the ovaries. That's where the eggs are. This is.
Very good.
Very good.
Watching that, I'm very worried that you are a mother. Have you had to have those conversations yet?
I have, and in fact, one of the things I learned, you know, early on from my own mother was that those kinds of conversations should happen as early and often as possible. You want to be your kid's trusted adult. I've learned that the easy way, I should say, because I had a really great trusted adult. And, you know, great sex education, if you want to lower the abortion rate, that's the #1 way to do it. You got to actually talk about sex. You got to give correct information. You can't let women and girls sit around going like, I don't even know what happened down there. Like, you know, that's not the way to do it. We want to empower women to understand what's going on with their bodies and how to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And how to protect themselves. So, and also that sex is fun.
So fun.
So fun, isn't it? 99% of the sex I've had was not to make babies. I don't know about you guys, but that's typically the ratio.
Yeah. So are you cool, Mom? You're not embarrassed?
No, I really try. No, I'm not. Yes, I'm cool. I bet my kids think that is embarrassing, but no, I am very open about it. Yeah, with my kids. The conversation went. My kids knew very early on, you know, mommy and daddy, egg, sperm, to baba, and when around 8 years old, in the car, of course, because these conversations typically happen in the car. And by the way, they suggest that they happen in the car. You don't want to look directly in your child's eye when you're like, the penis goes in the vagina. So you want to be looking forward out a windshield or sitting at the end of the bed, right?
This is good advice.
Yeah, it is. I'm giving you good advice.
I don't know why I have a vision that the Hudson household is a very open.
Yeah, I don't imagine.
I mean, growing up, they were almost like too open. It was like, no, we don't need to know any of this.
But nobody, I'll tell you, no adult says, I wish they hadn't told me. Every adult says, I'm glad I was told. Nobody says, I wish they hadn't said anything. That just doesn't happen.
They called it snuggling. That was my parents' word, which then now all of us kids have adopted that word. And, you know, what it is the knock on the door, you know, when it's locked, is like, we're snuggling. And they know exactly what's happening.
Edward's nodding.
I mean, my family was the opposite. I didn't know anything about sex. We never talked about it. Until I met Simon Foxon when I was 16, I never met a gay person. I didn't know what being gay was, so it was the exact opposite. Yeah. Touché to you.
Yeah. And you quick learner.
No,
Very good. Call Jane will be on general release from the 4th of November. OK, it is time to meet our next guest. It's 14 years since the cult hit In Bruges. Now its stars are reunited in Martin McDonagh's latest dark comedy, The Banshees of Inisherin. Please welcome Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell! There you go. Sit yourselves down. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, do you all... Brendan, have you met any of these fine people before?
No, I don't believe I have.
Oh, there's yeah, there they are. Colin, do you know all these people?
No, we've never met. I met Kate. Yeah. I've met him a couple of times.
We've met.
We met when we were babies. We were like... I was 19 and...
I won't say that. Oh, that was close. Anyway, we were young.
Before you'd even gone to LA.
That's right.
Yeah.
We were doing a film with Stuart Townsend.
That's right.
And
my hairdresser, Orla, was like...
Orla Carroll.
Orla
Carroll.
Yes, she's who invited you to
I'll see her tomorrow.
Oh, my God,
I'll tell her you said hello.
You
don't even get the chance when you're Irish for the person to say, tell her I said hello. I said, I'll tell her you said hello.
Yeah.
And then...
This will be on television.
Yeah. She'll be so happy. And she's like, she's like, I'm going to invite this guy, Colin, down. He's great.
Orla.
Yeah, and then he walked in.
With us. She did the film We're Here that we refused to promote. We will not talk about the film at all. Yeah,
anyway,
she's lovely.
So we were kids.
Oh, how nice. So you do know each other?
Yeah.
In answer to that question. Now, the exciting thing, you've come hot foot from your premiere. How was the premiere?
Dull. Didn't work. They didn't laugh when they were supposed to laugh. They didn't cry when they were supposed to... I don't know, we did it and we left. It was grand, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it's a big theatre.
I've seen it. It is a great film. Banshees of Inisherin. It's out in cinemas next Friday, the 21st of dark comedy, but that doesn't really cover it. How do you guys describe this film to people?
Well, it's a breaking up story, and they happen to be two men, which I suppose we've been told is unusual, where it's a platonic relationship to two men. There aren't really many conventions, and there certainly wouldn't have been then, to describe the fact that this relationship was coming to an end. So the two guys have been kind of bosom buddies, and then my character, Colin, decides it's the wrong thing for him and just cuts it off at the knees, much to Porrick's astonishment and grief.
And super disappointment.
Yeah. And also, you do rely on each other because you're on this very small island.
Yeah. I am destroyed, but I'm happy for about 30 seconds of the film. the first 30 seconds, until I call up to him to have our daily pint at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and he won't answer me, and then he basically tells me I don't like him, we're not friends anymore. And then it's the complications and implications of that decision on your part that go out into the community and all sorts of...
All I can say is that at least you got 30 seconds.
That's right. His misery predates pain. When we meet him, he's already miserable. I'm smiling as I walk through a cemetery.
It is...
True.
It is very funny, and then it does...
How do, Porrick?
Sit somewhere else.
Huh? But I have my pint there, Colin.
He has his pint there, Colin, from when he came in and ordered his pint before.
Oh, OK. I'll sit somewhere else, so.
Are you rowing?
I didn't think we were rowing.
Well, you are rowing. Well, you are rowing. He's sitting outside in his own like I watch him call.
It does look like we're rowing. I suppose I best go talk to him, so... see what all this is fecking about.
That'd be the best thing.
Very good.
He's calling me a meanie.
And this film, it obviously it's two of you being reunited, but it's also Martin McDonagh who directed In Bruges. And did you make this in a similar way, where you had a big long period of rehearsal?
Yeah.
That
was a great bit.
It's magic. Weeks. You never get that in film. I mean, did you rehearse your piece? No. You never get it in film. Sure, you don't. 3 weeks. It was like a theatrical. It was like doing a piece of theatre.
You're not speaking for much of this film. You were discussing whether or not you should speak.
I was a bit concerned when we started work. I remember thinking, fuck, I mean, if he doesn't want, because Brendan goes very deep into the work, and if he wants to, demark a line that we shouldn't, and I thought, oh, God, I'll honour it, of course, if that's what he needs, genuinely.
Yeah, but, it was funny. We just went in and said, listen, do we need to keep a bit of a distance between us? And we both were looking at each other, wondering, did the other person need it? And like,
I thought, is he asking for me or for him?
And just went a second and a half later, we simultaneously went, nah.
Give us a hug. Give us a snuggle. No, not that kind of snuggle.
No.
Where did you shoot? It was so beautiful.
Oh, so beautiful, so stunning.
Inishmore, in the Aran Islands off Galway, and then in Achill Island, which is a little bit up. And there was a combination of the two, and we stayed there on the island, 750 people, 3 weeks. And so we'd be, meeting each other on the road on a day off. Is that
Hey, Brendan. Hey, Brendan.
So it merged into it, yeah.
But there were tourists there.
Yeah, there was. On any given day during the summer, there could be 2,000 tourists coming in on boats and planes and cycling around, renting the bicycles and horses.
He had an interesting kind of carts that they kind of carry tourists around and stuff. And Colin, as he likes to do, went out for a jog. I'd let you tell it.
Oh, carry on. No, I was just going for... And it was a warm summer's day, and I had my shirt off and jogging in my little runner shorts. Slit up here. Only a couple of inches, moving along. And, anyway, one day, there was a horse and cart, and there was 6 people on the back of it, and all of a sudden, I noticed that they were only keeping 10 feet ahead of me with all their cell phones up on the video. So I stopped and pretend to have a bit of a stretch and touch my toes, and they'd stop, and then I go... So I start running again, and then they take off again. So for about an hour, we kept about 10 feet apart, and then I thought, feck this, I see a hill coming. There's no way the horse can get up that hill as fast as I can run. Well, we were neck and neck for about half a mile. And just before we got to the centre of town on Enninful, the horse took it. The horse took it.
You should have sold my movie this hard.
No, but
jeez.
But here's the thing, Elizabeth, you've been living in Ireland.
I did. I lived in Ireland for 7 months last year. Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Last summer. I lived in Dalkey.
Oh, lovely.
Which they say is the Amalfi Coast of Ireland, and I can tell you from being in the Amalfi Coast, that is not correct.
That's not
It's the Amalfi Coast of Ireland.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Should have gone over there.
Yeah. Lovely. Yeah.
And actually, lots of Irish connections, because, Edward, you're a big fan of Ireland.
Oh, my God, we used to love Ireland. I had a group of friends in the 90s, and we would literally go partying in Ireland every 2 weeks.
Where, into Dublin?
Front lounge, back lounge, the George.
Oh, yeah.
O'Connell Street, Lily's Bordello.
Oh, yeah.
I was the king of Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Love me there.
Are you sure you've been there before?
We went there. I had a friend called Miss Panty.
Miss Panty, I know Miss
Who runs all the
Panty,
club.
Panty Bliss.
Panty Bliss. I used to work with Panty Bliss in Elephant and Castle. But Panty, was waiter there, and I was busboy.
Wow.
Yeah.
He hasn't changed a bit.
By the way. And that is how big Ireland is.
It takes me back, all the accents.
Yeah.
I only remember the kitchen.
The kitchen, that's right, yeah. And Re-Rob was around the corner from the kitchen, the Clarence Hotel.
Yep,
Yes.
Clarence, the Morrison.
Yes.
The Globe.
Yeah.
It was a mistake to have this many Irish people on the show.
We didn't have a nitrate on you. Give us a little sniff for all time's sake.
Here's the thing, Brendan, because, obviously everyone's saying how wonderful Ireland is, but because of your successful film career, you must have considered moving to America at some point.
Funny enough, not really. Not that way. No, because I had 4 kids. I had 4 lads already before I went kind of late into full-time acting. I've been doing it, but not with any view to make a living from it. So I went from 34. So by the time it came to me, and I can tell you, actually, one of the first things I did was a thing called Lake Placid, which we shot in Vancouver. Mary came over with the 4 lads, and they would have been in between maybe 8, 9 to sort of maybe 14.
Yeah.
And and so they came in late, and I said, we got to get them something to eat, or just we went up for a walk. Vancouver's fabulous, but we saw a nice little place. It's still open, great. In we go. And we noticed that, I was thinking about it when your little shorts came up on the shorts of Inishmore. The restaurant was Hooters.
I love that my shorts brought you to.
Yeah. Little orangey shorts, and you know, the girls are all dressed up as you know, American cheerleaders, stroke girl next door type of thing. But anyway, so we went in and we did. They turned into all these really lovely, sort of really. They saw the kids and they were more frightened than we were. I said, "Uh-oh," and they said, "Ah, kids." And about 3 months later. The delegation of the lads arrived up and said, listen, we've had a chat, Dad. If you're thinking of moving to America or over that side, it's perfectly fine with us. They love
they love it. The city calls Hooters.
Yeah,
They have great chicken wings.
There's nothing wrong with this.
No, Gordon, so pure.
I like the hot
It's
wing.
brilliant.
Just to remind everybody, The Bad Cheese of Inisharan is out from next Friday. Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell, everybody! All right, time for music. This Rotherham-born star took the world by storm with her album Prioritise Pleasure. Here performing her current single, Wizardry, it is Self-Esteem!
But I'm certainly not your friend. I don't know where this began, but I know where it ends. What could you possibly be getting by asking how my day has been and forwarding things that you've seen? I know you want me back. I know. But you can't say that, 'cause you yellow my hunger. Sounds my impatience.
Self-Esteem, everybody! How great was that? Come on over. We've got some steps for you. Marvin, come on. Bring it. It's all good. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much. I'm afraid we've fully booked, so there's a little stool there for you. There they all are. Elizabeth, Edward, Kate, Colin, Brendan.
This with me.
Just throw it away.
Okay.
Throw it away. So do I call you Self-Esteem?
No.
Okay.
No. My name's Rebecca.
Rebecca, okay. This is Rebecca, everybody.
Rebecca? I should have called it my name, but at the time it felt a bit too harsh to start my solo project. The Rebecca Lucy Taylor record is in a few years.
Okay. Another track off the album Prioritise Pleasure. There it is.
Nice.
A huge success. Nominated for the Mercury Prize.
Yeah.
And there's been lots of talk about fashion tonight because Edward's here, and you like your fashion. You rock some great looks. This is you at Glastonbury. Now, did you design this outfit?
Yeah. So there's a shopping mall in Sheffield called Meadowhall. Don't know if you've heard of it, Kate Hudson.
I like
It's like an Americanised mall.
Edward Enninful rarely out of it. He finds a lot of pieces there.
It's the epicenter of fashion for me, and it opened in 1990. It represented like the celebrity in America and all these things. It's just a big deal to me. So I reference Madonna a lot. I always said I wanted to do cone bra, but Meadowhall domes. And it all got out of hand, and then I was doing it, and now look.
This next one, I love. Did you go to Boots and say, I need 500 Advantage cards?
No. This is actually a beautiful story, this. I feel like mental
I was a drug addict.
You know, there's that famous dress where it's American gold cards?
Yeah.
And it's meant to, you know, it's excess and wealth, that's what it represents. But a Boots Advantage card... Because I just go, oh, forgot it. I've had hundreds and never kept them going. So mental clarity, which is wealth, is a full Boots Advantage card. That's what I was thinking with that.
Very good.
There's a nice end to the story, though. The Boots got in touch and they sent me £100 worth of points, and it's now on my phone. So I've been buying meal deals. Yes, I have got an advantage. Somebody sorted their life out.
Oh, We should say very quickly, you are going on tour, and I know you've added some dates. There they are.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, look, Brendan. Dublin's not sold out.
We're moving to America.
I don't know what's funny.
His boys want to see girls that look like that.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But no Photoshop.
Good on you.
Yeah, some aren't sold out. Hull, very slow. But I just added another London, another Sheffield, and another Manchester. I don't know, it's all gone mental for me.
I know, I'm so happy for you. I'm sorry, I love that track. Thank you for that performance. Good luck, everyone! Right, that is nearly it. So just time for a visit to the big red chair. Who's there?
Fiona.
Oh, I like that. That was seamless. Who's that? Fiona. It's like you're Siri or something. Alexa. Fiona, play BBC Radio 2. OK, Fiona, where are you from?
I'm from Cornwall originally, but I live in Surrey.
In Surrey, OK. And what do you do in Surrey?
I am a wine ambassador for a New Zealand winery.
OK, good job. OK, off you go with the story.
OK, so I was on FaceTime with my mum, and I was chatting, and then all of a sudden my husband comes out the shower naked.
Well, no, I can't. And then what happened? Something horrible. Something horrible happened. The mother got turned on or something. Who's up next? Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Misty.
Misty, lovely. Where are you from, Misty?
I live in East London.
East London? Is that where you're from?
Grew up in Nebraska and then lived in Seattle for the last 20 years.
Wow. So you're just visiting here? No, you live here?
No, we live here now.
OK, and what do you do?
I teach ukulele in primary schools.
Oh. I wondered who did that. You were doing a great job. Parents all over East London going, is it her? That's the reason. Off you go with your story.
So when I lived in Seattle area, I worked for a large software corporation, and my team was about 350 to 400 people, and we had a big event that was going on. And we were giving out T-shirts at the event, and they love nothing more than T-shirts. And so we had somebody come into my office early and say, hey, I'm not going to be there, but could you save me a small T-shirt, because most of them are extra large, so after the big meeting went off, I fired off an email to this whole team of 350 people and said, you know, great meeting, and John, I left an extra large shirt on your chair. I'm sorry, it's all I had. And then I closed my laptop and went home. And on the drive home, I could hear my phone blowing up next to me and like ding, 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 going off forever. And I thought, I've got to pull over, somebody's died or something. And so I pulled over. And it was then that I realized that I left the R, and I've left an extra large shit on your chair. I'm sorry, it's all I have.
If you'd like to have a go with the red chair yourself and tell your story, you can contact us via our website at this very address. Please say a huge thank you to all of my guests tonight. Self-esteem! Elizabeth Banks! Edward Enninful! Kate Hudson! Colin Farrell! And Brendan Gleeson! Join me next week with Strictly Judge Motsi Babusi, great British actor Stephen Graham, Oscar-winning star Gina Davis, and rapper extraordinaire Stormzy. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye!
From Swansea to Derry, laughing all the way, looking for the funniest comedian in the new Comedy Awards. Press red to watch on BBC iPlayer now. Musical chairs with a whole new meaning on BBC One next. RuPaul's Drag Race UK, of course.